Mr. Silver doesn't want to take his morphine. He wants to be awake for when his sister comes.
It's Rosh Hashanah.
It's also the first day of Ramadan.
The two great festivals of repentance and reconciliation coinciding. Rather wonderful, don't you think?
In the spirit of reconciliation, I have a suggestion. It involves you taking morphine.
No, I won't do that.
Please, just hear me out. Nurse Jackson will set up a device called a PCA. You control it with a button. You can have as much or as little as you wish.
Ah, I've always said there's more that unites the great religions of the world than divides us.
Is that a yes?
If it makes you happy.
Okay, then.
Thank you, Prof. I'm sorry you got called. It was my fault. So, you better get going now, eh?
No, there's plenty of time. I think I'll hang around for a bit. Check he's okay.
A deep cleaning protocol was initiated as soon as the outbreak was identified. It's been strictly applied, which means all visitors and staff members have been asked to wash their hands before and after returning to the wards.
So as far as you're concerned, you've done everything humanly possible to prevent the spread of the disease?
Absolutely.
I have a question. We will have the skin swab results here, and it clearly shows that everyone admitted in the last month was negative for VRSA.
Yes.
So the VRSA that infected Fiona Dunn must have been on the ward already. In that case, there must have been a long-term systemic failure of the cleaning regime, despite Matron Williams' assurances.
What if the admissions procedure was faulty and failed to detect a transferred patient who already had VRSA?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, if you look at the admissions records, there are a number of patients who came from other hospitals. Louise Patton, Frances Hunt, Joy Marshall. Any one of them could have had VRSA. Joy Marshall came from Shoreham Cross. Okay, now she was a friend of Fiona Dunn's. Fiona visited her last week, and now she has VRSA. I suggest we recheck the swabs, if only to rule out the possibility that Joy Marshall came to Holby already with VRSA. Also, in the process, since there seem to be people queuing up to blame the cleaning regime, it will exonerate me.
Or indeed, confirm your responsibility in the situation. I think it's an excellent idea. Michael?
I agree. Let's retest all the admission swabs. I'll organise that right away.
He'll be back.
Sure. When he's taking care of all the more important things.
You said yourself, he's used to being occupied. I can't condemn him for that.
I'm not condemning him, but he should be here.
Should have expected it. It's nothing new.
Eric, you can't judge people on what they do with something as huge as this.
No, I think that's exactly when we should judge them. Sorry.
He's going to come back, isn't he?
Of course he will.
I don't think I can go through this on my own.
Hey. You're not on your own.
Oi! Oh, Mr. Beecham, we meet again. Did you get those MRSA records?
They were incomplete and late. Now, since my last visit to your shambles of a lab, this hospital has been hit by something even worse.
Oh, yeah. The VRSA outbreak, I know. It's terrible, isn't it?
Now, as part of the investigations, we've been asked to retest all admission swabs. Knowing how well you run this place, no doubt you've thrown them all away.
Oh, no. We keep all the swabs in the fridge for at least a month. Very strict on that.
Oh. Anyway, this is a list of patients from last year's MRSA audit file that I need more information on. I want their original swab results and any other bacteriology taken from them during their stay in this hospital.
Yeah, but we don't keep that information here.
Why not?
Oh, it's kept down in medical records.
Well, then what are you waiting for?
You haven't signed your request form. Is everything all right, Mr. B?
Have you got a pen?
Oh, yeah. Hey, you'll never guess what.
Surprise me.
Medical records are shop for lunch. I can go later.
Oh, for goodness sake, I'll do it myself. Your incinerator bin needs emptying.
How's he doing?
Not much better. He's hardly used the PCA machine.
You can take a horse to water. He's a stubborn man.
No, you should get off. I can manage.
I'm not sure if I can take much more of this.
I think we're just going to have to wait until he's seen his sister. Maybe he'll take the medication then.
What if she doesn't show? Hannah? You came. Never one to turn down an invitation. It's so good to see you. Can't believe it. You look exactly the same after all these years. Really? The bitterness doesn't show then.
Ben will be pleased to see you.
Ever the dutiful rabbi's wife, eh, Hannah?
Ben, she's here.
Hello, Leah.
Ben.
How are the boys? They must be how old now?
27 and 32. And they've never seen their only uncle.
I want you to know how grateful I am that you've had the good grace to come and see me like this. It's more than I could have expected.
I came for Hannah, not for you.
I wanted as much. Still pleased to see you. There are things I must say. You must understand that for me, at that time, it was a very serious issue.
I think this was a mistake.
No, I was just starting my career as a rabbi. I felt it reflected badly on me if my own sister married a Gentile.
Whereas turning the community against me reflected well on you, I suppose.
It just got out of hand. I never meant for you to move away. I forgave you years ago for marrying out...
I'm sorry. You forgave me?
No, that came out wrong.
This is typical of you, apologizing by pretending it's my fault.
No, I didn't mean that.
What is this? Do you think by showing me your suffering, I'm going to feel sorry for you, forgive you? I'm sorry.
No, Leah, listen. You never listened. You never did. Well, that went well.
Nobody likes to see someone in such pain. It's shocking. It's distressing. Even if you are determined to suffer for your sins.
Is that what you think? Maybe you're right. Well, I think it's too late now anyway.
Maybe if you were a little bit more comfortable, she'd find it easier to speak to you.
But what use is that if I don't say what I mean? You ever been on morphine? Makes you talk gibberish.
There is something we can try. It's called a celiac plexus block. Now, it'll take some time to set up, but if it works, the pain will go away completely, and you won't feel sleepy. Do you want to try it?
Friend, I'll try anything once. But tell me, why does your young colleague here keep pointing at her watch? I'm not keeping you from something more worthy, am I? No. Let's do it.
Please don't leave. I'm sorry about all this. One good reason why I should stay. I've missed you so much. Not enough to drop me a line in 35 years. How to get out of this place?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're having a bit of work done through there, but you could talk in the staff room if you don't mind the mess.
Thank you. It's been difficult. He was so upset about the whole thing. Oh dear, poor Ben. Please don't.
You know, what amazes me is what happened to the Hannah Tauber I knew as a kid?
She's still here, somewhere.
Is she? Really? Because she had a mind of her own and she wouldn't have allowed her husband to tell her who to be friends with.
I was young. Ben was going to be a rabbi. My father was
So you did nothing.
I'm sorry. He was the best friend I ever had.
Yes. I was.
I hope I'm not interrupting too.
Not at all.
If he sent you to fetch me, you're wasting your time.
He didn't send me. Ben has been refusing medication because he wanted to be alert when you came.
Typical. Turning himself into a martyr. He should have been a Catholic.
But there is something I can do. If it works, the pain will go away. It'll be less disturbing for you. He'll be a lot calmer. I just think you might regret it if you don't talk to him.
What do you know about me, Doctor?
Very little. Well, if you'll excuse me, I have a procedure to do. The opportunity is there, should you wish to take it. Enjoy.
Yeah, and your room 3 will be ready in 20 minutes.
Thank you. Mr. Silver will be taking him to the X-ray in 20 minutes. I've spoken to Leo.
Will she come?
I honestly can't say. Will you be able to assist me?
No, I'll be off duty.
Oh, yes, of course.
As you should be.
Donna, I have to do this. I will make the funeral.
You don't have to do anything. But Jess is there. Jess is facing it, and she's doing it on her own. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
That's at least one thing you've got right. Nurse Jackson, I am a senior consultant, and I do not get spoken to like that in front of patients.
I just thought you'd want to be with her.
There are people that need me here.
Blood pressure's sagging again. What's the debutant on?
12.
Okay, take it up to 14, please. Let's help raise her BP.
What about adding milrinone? It might help the strain on the left ventricle.
It's worth a try, I suppose. Let's do another set of gases as well, please.
10 mils of urine in the last hour.
Means her kidneys are failing.
Keeping everyone busy.
Oh, don't worry about them. Just try and get some rest, eh?
You're scared, Mum. I've seen that look before.
What's the water pressure, please?
Everything's going to be fine, love.
18 milligrams. You don't have to say that. I know what's going on. And you don't have to be scared. I'm not.
Don't say that.
It's a bit high.
Been through much worse before.
I was born with a dodgy heart.
Should we try giving her some food?
That's just the way it was. No point getting upset about it.
Yeah, but careful.
I've spent my whole life knowing it would get me in the end.
Okay, 250 of Hartman's, please.
Then, a year ago, I got to borrow someone else's heart. Pretty decent of them to lend it. But I always knew it was only borrowed. But what a year. I wouldn't give it up for all the time in the world. I learnt to drive a car. I could dance without going blue. I always used to put the boys off before. You all gave me that year. Whatever happens, no one can take it away.
Your lovely assistant is gone, Professor Carr.
She's off duty. Screen.
Forgive me asking questions, but I'm interested in your attire.
It's a lead apron to protect me from the X-rays. Screen.
No, I meant before. Rather somber.
Screen.
Black suit, white shirt. Anyone would think you were an Orthodox Jew.
I'm just going to put in another needle.